Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influence's interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? This is Influence, and back with the last two bots out of the 6. And this is Bulldozer and Excavator. Which, that's what they are. Bulldozers and excavators. So, I mean, uncreative, to say the least, but what you gonna do? We have Bone Crusher and Scavenger here. I always get them confused. The two little guys, they're the arms, smallest ones. I always get them confused, like which is which. So again, they look great. They're representative of their G1 styles. They got a lot of things going for them. Like they look like their G1 counterparts. Again, they have weapons. If you can consider his a weapon, I guess it is a weapon. That kind of you can tell what his weapon is and how it integrates into the vehicle mode. But it's kind of cool how his weapons, they're guns, but they integrate into the vehicle mode as well. Sort of. Not sort of. They do. They play a good role. And we can talk about that. Again, show some comparisons. Well, let's just keep with the keeping and show Cerebros. And you can see how much smaller they are than the other ones. If you watch the other videos that I have on the other 4, they're quite small compared to them. So Cerebros is a lot bigger. Now you have some regular legends, as I like to say, and you can also see how small they are compared to the legends figures. And then this guy that I've been using as a stand-in for all the videos. Here is Bone Crusher, I believe. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. I know I should know because of his purple pants. You can see he's pretty clean bot. Pretty great. I like these guys. I like the way they transform. And I guess if that's Bone Crusher, this is Scavenger. I could be getting them totally confused now, and you'll let me know in the comments. You can see I didn't really go over their heads, the light piping. This guy first. See his head sculpt. I like it. It's pretty great. And the light piping. I was saying we didn't really go over their heads. I mean, I showed the head sculpts of the other ones, but they all have light piping, which isn't the greatest. They do have big enough eyes where it doesn't look totally dead, and you can see some of that light piping coming through under the lights because it's big. Normally it's really small, but still doesn't work great. So this is just the claw, of course. His machinery. You just split that apart and it becomes 2 weapons, or you can just leave it back here and put it up. And that's how he looks with it on his back. So it's pretty cool. He got options. He can store his weapon in actual robot mode. And I think these guys, he can, and I didn't even notice, come to think about it, I'm not sure if they all can store their weapons, but he can store his back here. So maybe they could all store their weapons in robot mode. Dang, I wish I didn't realize that until these guys. That's a shame. So that's one flaw for me. I try to be as detailed as possible, but sometimes I do miss stuff, as you know. At times I miss stuff. I don't know names all the time. I try to do a little bit of research, but I don't want to be influenced, no pun intended, by other people's reviews and stuff. So I don't look at reviews before I do this, which is why sometimes I miss stuff. Sometimes I get stuff right. Sometimes I get stuff that nobody else gets, or I see stuff that nobody else sees. But a lot of times I miss stuff. So yeah, you can see he stores his on his back. So here we go. We can look at his articulation more carefully. Again, they have some limits, but his elbow's a little bit better. He goes all the way around his arm. His arm goes all the way up. So he has great articulation. His wrist goes in just due to transformation. And let me see if this is I can't remember. Yeah, this is the guy whose arm fell off. And this was where the pin fell off his arm. Right there and in there. But it was due to me pulling it really hard. And like I said in the first video I did, it's better the pin came out and not the, I actually think it was this one because it is a little loose now. It was that pin right there. And I try to move his arm like this a little too hard and the arm popped off and this pin came out, and really it's, let me show you. Let me see, I think you just undo this arm. Yeah, that pin right there came out, and that's how it's in. That's how the arm is on. Hasn't fallen out since, so hopefully it doesn't. But anyway, let's get back to articulation. You got those two articulated points. Also, you have waist swivel. This, if it's not a weapon, you can move it whichever way. Get it out the way. Move this up here like that if you want. And that way it gets it out the way more. His legs are limited. And these two guys basically have the same articulation. The arms are a little different. But then you have his knee. He gets more than, it's not double jointed, but it might as well be because he gets more than 90 all the way up. And you have an independent heel spur with a rocker and a toe tilt, toe up, toe down. And you get this at the top. I think that's it. And his head is limited, of course, because their head is so big. It's almost, it's just what it is super, super big. So there's that. And let's run through this guy's articulation. Even though it's similar, almost the same, I'm still gonna go through it because it's a little different. You do got a double jointed. Well, it's not double jointed again. None of the elbows are double jointed, but these two flex like they are more than 90. You get all the way around his head. Nothing's impeding it. So he can spin all the way around. He gets side to side. He gets down that much, and then regular. He doesn't have a waist. Not that I know. I don't think he does. I think that's due to transformation in how his arms are, or how he becomes an arm. Again, double jointed, not double jointed, but gets the range of a double joint. This closes on you sometimes when you're manipulating it. It's supposed to stay open because of the heel spur, but you got the same heel spur, basically the same legs. It's just like the G1 and basically all the other third-party companies that made these two figures. And his guns fell off just from manipulating it. Let's get into transformation. These guys have a great transformation as well, and it is kind of does get kind of complicated. So you can pull this open and push his head in like this. Then you have it out here. Then you push this up and it kind of keeps the head in, holds the head in without any pins or anything. Now I'll fool with these legs. You want to pull this. I pull this out. Get these legs out. Pull this out. Just have this up, just because I remember. And you want to turn it around like this. Now you can mess with these legs here. Pull this out like that. Pull this up. Tab there, goes in there. tab that. This forms the treads. You want to make sure that's up. Pull this up right here. And you push this all the way up, and then the heel spur goes up in there, and then you close the back and you close that. I think that's great. It makes the tread, and you can see what's going to happen. You're going to pull it back and tab it in here. So again, over here is the same way. Pull that up, pull this out, put the foot all the way up and the heel spur all the way up, close this back, close this. Now you good, you got treads. Now you're like this, pull this up here, tab it into there. It's up here, tab it into there. Now you have this here. What you want to do is this gets a little complicated. So you want to pull this out. So you have it like this. Now you want to get this in there. And how you do that is this goes back. This is pegged in right there. Pull that out like that. And then you try to get this all the way back. You got to get it however you can get it to peg in. And there you go. So you have this up here. And then you peg that there. Same way over here. I'll show that again. Just get it up just to manipulate all this and get this together. This is where I ripped this off because I didn't know which side. There you go. That side, you get that out like that. Then you gotta get that out there. And then just move this so you can get it out the way and move it in. I believe I'm gonna move it this way. Then move it down. And that's what it is. You just gotta keep trying it until you can get it that. Now you have this. So you have the excavator. I told you I get these confused. I had to look it up. This is a scavenger. Scavenger got the purple pants. I gotta always remember that, but it's kind of sometimes it's difficult to remember. So articulation in this, you have articulation in this arm, you have articulation in the actual bucket digger. You can move it down, you can move it up all the way like that. Again, you have it there, and then you have articulation here. So this vehicle is greatly articulated. It reminds me of what it's supposed to be. It has some liberties, but what can you expect? All right, so now we'll do that in a minute. Well, actually, and to get him in the arm mode, it's super easy because there's parts for him. You know, he's the right arm. You find the right arm, no pun intended. Again, this part is the inner part of the arm where it's going to hook on to. Basically, pull this apart. You keep it like this. It's really easy. Just again, you just find the right arm, which is the thumb sticking up, and this is in the inner part. This goes into there. These pegs peg into here, and then it's securely on there. So it's really secure. Again, I wish it was kind of all built in, but I don't know. Devastator is a hard character to build in, especially in a legend scale. So I don't know how they would have done that. Put that in there like that, and you peg this back together. It goes in super tight. You see it's not going nowhere. And you have an arm. Then you can move this however you want it. You know, depending on what you feel it should look like. Give him a little more bulk on the shoulder. There you go. Here you have Bone Crusher. And Bone Crusher is cool too. They're all cool. They're all pretty dope. I like that this thing, at first I didn't think it stayed on anywhere, but it does if you can't pull it off, because I mean you can pull it off, but you want to lift it up and then pull it. Because if you can see those little indentation right there, that little circle thing goes around here. Of course, this one goes around this side, but I'm just showing there's a little indentation. And when you put it up and over, it catches on to there and it kind of keeps it together and keeps the arms from going inside. So I think that's cool. So I just pull that out. This, you want to get the arms right. Move this. Hand goes inside. His hand is, I don't think I went over that. His hand is fixed and it's just like a part of this. And you want to push that to. Same over here. Move it inside. Push it together. Leave it like that for now. Legs exactly like Scavengers, but if you saw that, you want to push that back like that and then get these up here. Move that out, push that up, goes in there, keep this up. It's exactly the same. Pull that up, push the heel spur up, close these two flaps, and there you go. And now you can move this up a little and it goes in, pegged in to the side there. If anything, my complaint with this is that peg doesn't keep it great into the side, but it pegs in elsewhere too that I will get to. Put it up, pull this, close this, flip open this flap. Close that, and up here, put it in. Now you pull this, see that goes all the way out, and that's out there like that. And then you have this. This guy doesn't have a lot of places that hold together. Like this right here, you just gotta line it up with these, but it doesn't really peg in anywhere. I don't know why they couldn't, but who am I? So then you push his head down. His head's there. It's got pegs sticking out. These pegs are going to go in there, and that peg is going to peg in there. And now this is hollow because it doesn't have the thing over top of it, and it's going to go in there. See how that collapsed in a little bit? And that gives it just enough room to peg in there and then peg in there. And then this yellow section right here goes into there. So it's like 3 or 4 pegs. And now that's it. You got it. And again, I think his vehicle mode is probably the weakest one. Because again, it's just this little thing right here that just, and it just flaps out. Oh, I forgot. Integrate. So what you do is put that there and then put that there. I wish it had a little peg here for this to go into. So basically his weapons double as this thing. Oh, you can't even see that. Sorry about that. Weapons double as the thing that holds this, even though it's this back, even though it's being held back here. But again, you can try to fake the funk a little, and it looks like it. And there you go. Treads don't move, no wheels. These are plastic, not rubber treads. Again, on the other one, same. And there you have it. Not much to talk about with this guy. Again, these things double over here. You got the tempos and the yellow breakup and just everything that you got. You see his head, but you can't really tell what it is. And then now we're gonna just move these up like this, move this back here, and we're gonna get this together. Didn't mean that. So now you find the other fist, which is the only one left. And here you go. Now this is going to go in, and it also goes in differently, so you know which side is which makes it easier. I mean, it's easier to me anyway, but you have these two little tabs, and then this. And those tabs go in there and go into there. So I'll just put them in. And it's pretty tight, pretty secure. And you also have like the indentation and stuff that go around this. Can you see that? And there we go. Trying to get it that way and this way. And there you go. Now he's an arm, which wasn't nothing. Let's bring these guys in. And here's the arms. So next up, I will review the full combined Devastator mode in the next video. All right, so I appreciate you checking out this video, and I'm going to put all these videos in a playlist just because there's a few. It's going to be 4. Yeah. Well, 5 counting Devastator. It's 4 now because I got the unboxing also. So with Devastator, I'm just going to go over everything. I'm going to go over all the add-on parts. I'm going to go over the bus. Just show that off. And we'll get into it. All right. So again, thank you for watching this, and I will get up with y'all guys in the next one. Peace.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.